About one-third of all children with ADHD have coexisting ODD and one-fourth have coexisting CD. What are the causes? Causes. Hello, can you hear me?
Dr. Syed, actually, is there a fan any on in the room?
Yeah, it's there.
Can you off that, or
Okay,
some voices are? We can hear you actually. I just turn off your video because of the network connection. Okay,
why?
the network is very weak there actually.
In my place?
The network there are some sounds are coming from the audio.
Okay,
It's okay.
okay, I'll fix it. Is it clear now?
Yeah, it's okay now. You can please check the mic piece. That's only the problem. No problem further. No further problems. Okay.
How is it? The voice? Is it audible?
It's audible, sir.
It's clear now?
It's clear now. Better than last. Okay.
Okay.
You can continue.
Okay, thank you. So what are the causes? The causes, one is genetic causes. The other one is premature birth weight, low birth weight, neglect, abuse, and social deprivation. Neglect either from the family, from the school, or from the society. Abuse either physical, mental, or sexual abuse. And social deprivation. These are the general causes termed to be being etiological factor promoting the ADHD.
Dr. Syed, actually, you are there?
Yeah, and here there's some issue with the slides.
You can move the slides now.
Yeah,
Please click the escape button. Okay.
it's not working. Okay.
Yeah, it's working now.
Right.
Please use the keyboard. I think that would be better.
Yeah, I'm using the keyboard now. Okay, thank you. Opposition defiant disorder. This is a disorder including the persistent symptoms of negativistic, defiant, disobedient, and hostile behaviors towards authority figures. This is the DSM-4 class definition for ODD. The diagnostic criteria includes a pattern of angry or irritable mood, argumentative, defiant behavior, or vindictiveness at least for 6 months, exhibited during interaction with at least one individual who is not a sibling. So here, that should last for 6 months, that should be persistent, or it should be repetitive. There are three things. Either one is the angry or irritable mood, the other one is the defiant behavior, third one is vindictiveness or spitefulness. And that should not be a sibling. That's to others. That's generally the authority, parent, teachers, or the other authorities in the society. Then what are symptoms of angry or irritable mood? It's often loses temper, often touchy or easily annoyed, often angry and resentful. This is not augmentative, that's argumentative behavior, often argues with the authority, often defies or refuses to comply with the request from authority or rules, often deliberately annoy others, often blames others for his mistake. Vindictiveness, spiteful or vindictive at least twice for the past 6 months. So these are the criteria for stamping a child as ODD, opposition defiant disorder. What are the causes? Again, the causes are genetic and environmental. Environmental includes negative parenting practices that we will discuss later, parent-child conflicts, inconsistent discipline by the authority or parent. That is, for the same issues he is making, the parent or the authority, the teachers or some other authorities giving two or more or different types of punishments that will make the child to be defiant. Insecure parent-child attachments. Pre or perinatal causes maternal alcoholism or maternal abuse, lead poisoning, and protein deficiency. That's very important, protein deficiency. Neurological factors include deficits and injuries to certain areas of birth. Management, parent management training, psychotherapy, family therapy, social skills training. Then what is conduct disorder? So we have already discussed ADHD, ODD, then the third one is conduct disorder. It's a repetitive, persistent pattern of behavior in which the basic right of others or major age-appropriated social rules are violated. Here, the social rules are violated and the basic rights of others are violated. There's a difference between ODD and conduct disorder. Generally, ODD, if not interfered, will proceed to conduct disorder or CD. And 25 to 40% of the CED patients, conduct disorder patients, ultimately move to ASPD or antisocial personality disorder. Then what are the types of conduct disorder? There's a childhood onset and the adolescent onset type. Childhood onset, before 10 years, if these symptoms are present, that we term it as childhood onset, and after 10 years, there's the adolescent onset. The causes again genetic. Then the child physical abuse, then learning disability, the family issues, there's the divorce, conflicts, and or single parent, fear rejection, young age of the mother. Diagnosis, at least 3 of the following symptoms should be present. Often bullies or threaten others, often initiate physical fights, usage of weapon to harm others, cruel to people, cruel to animals, has stolen while confronting a victim. Here the cruelty is more prominent in conduct disorder than the other ODD or ADHD. Others has forced someone into sexual activity, has deliberately engaged in fire setting, has deliberately destroyed others' property, has broken into someone else's house, building, or car, often lies to obtain goods or favors. Thus, he says lie. Has stolen items of non-trivial value without confrontation, often stays out at night despite parental prohibitions beginning before the age of 13. That's very important, before age 13. Has run away from home overnight, often churned from school. Stay away from school without any explanation or leave, without consent of the parent. That's it. Then comes dissociative disorders. The term itself says what is it? It's dissociated, there's detached, there's no connection. The dissociative disorders are mental illness that affects the way you think. That's the most simplest. The people with disorders escape reality in ways that are involuntary and unhealthy and cause problems with the functioning in everyday life. Dissociative disorders usually develop as a reaction to trauma, either physical, emotional, or sexual trauma, and help keep memories at bay. Stress can worsen the symptoms. In this disorder, thought of a thought, memory, actions of a patient is detached from his ID, his it. According to DSM-5, three major dissociative disorders. The one is dissociative amnesia, another one is dissociative identity disorder, and the one is the third one, the depersonalization, derealization disorder. Sorry. What is dissociative amnesia? The patient forgets deeply the things which occurred in his life or her life after the assault or after trauma, either physical or mental trauma. That is dissociative amnesia. Here I have a patient now still under my treatment. She was convicted for some financial discrepancies in the bank that was not deliberate, and she was convicted, sent to jail. After release from jail, she lost her job also. After release from the jail, she started forgetting few things in the kitchen. Later, she didn't recognize her own son, later her own husband, and now she is bedridden. After medication, after my medicine, I have given her opium, taking into consideration the etiology and the patient's present situation. Now she started having some response. She began to eat. Earlier, she didn't eat. When the food is forcefully given into her mouth, put into her mouth, she will sit there for hours. Didn't know what to do. That is the condition. Now, after opium, now she begins to eat. She begins to drink by her own. She was put into a toilet. She do that very nicely now. And she now, today when she came, the parents and the children told me, now she is responding to some of the questions in the evening. Not so in the morning, but in the afternoon hours, she began to respond to the questions. So this is dissociative amnesia. The other one is dissociative identity disorder. Her identity has been dissociated or detached. Here we have seen many little girl from below 10 years or so acting or behaving like a 70-year-old man.
Sir,
Yes, yes,
some participants are telling that the are you are moving a bit fast actually.
because there are a lot of slides. That's the thing.
Yeah, I know, I know.
We have
Sir
to,
will be,
we have to,
sir, let me tell them that we can have a clear this doubts at the end of the session.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, definitely, definitely.
that will be better.
That's why I am moving fast because there is a lot of
Yeah,
homeopathic subjects, some materials also we have to
yeah.
cover.
We can have a we can have a extend up to half an hour. No problem, sir. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Can I proceed?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. So this is dissociative identity disorder. Another one is depersonalization, derealization disorder. In
Slides,
dissociative,
sir. Can you tell me which slide you are dealing with now, sir?
you can you can see it on
Hello.
the you can see.
Now it is in the dissociative amnesia, dissociative identity disorder, and
Yeah,
it is same now.
see? Yeah, dissociative disorders and the
Okay.
classification of dissociative disorders according to DSM-5. That's
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
am dealing
Yes, sir.
with
Yes.
now.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, is it clear
Okay, sir.
now?
It's clear now. Okay.
I have already mentioned dissociative amnesia. Is it okay? The patient forgets everything after the trauma. That's dissociative amnesia. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, we were thinking like that. The slides are not moving. That's why I asked. Okay.
Another one is dissociative identity disorder. That's what I am telling you. The 10-year-old child, girl child, behaving immediately, or she was switched over to a 70-year-old man behaving so. That's another term. It is called as dual personality or multiple personality disorder. The other one is depersonalization, derealization disorder. She thinks that this world is unreal. She is detached from the whole world. That's derealization. Depersonalization. Her own actions she watch as if from a mirror, in front of a mirror. That is depersonalization. The other one is pervasive developmental disorder or PDD. In PDD, these are the 5 disorders characterized by delays in development of multiple basic functioning, including socialization and communication. One is PDD-NOS, that is pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified, as otherwise called as atypical autism, and consists of the 47% of the whole cases which have been termed as autism. And the one is autism or autistic disorder. Third one is Asperger's syndrome. There's a 9% of all autism belongs to Asperger's syndrome. Another one is Rett syndrome. The fifth one is the childhood disintegrative disorder or CDD. And we will discuss each one. What is PDD-NOS? The diagnosis of PDD-NOS is given to individuals of difficulties in the areas of social interaction, communication, and or stereotyped behavior pattern or interest, but who do not meet the full DSM-4 criteria for autism or other PDD. See, this classification is seen in the DSM-4. In fact, in DSM-5, the first 3, the PDD, NOS, autism, and Asperger's syndrome, has been termed as autism spectrum disorder now. Now, these terms are not seen in the DSM-5. This is termed as ASD, but this is now, still now, it is there in ICD-10 classification. That's why I am mentioning these 5. Otherwise, it should have been 3. ASD, Rett syndrome, and CDD. Then what are the characteristics of PDD-NOS? The communication difficulties, either verbal or non-verbal communication difficulties, social behavioral difficulties, difficulty in changes in routines or environment, uneven skill development, unusual play with toys and other objects, and repetitive movements. They are little processors. They know everything under the sun, but they are strange and odd because they have some problems in social interaction, but not up to the mark of the typical autism or autistic disorder. That's PDD-NOS. Most of the cases diagnosed as ASD belongs to this classification, PDD-NOS. Then Asperger's syndrome. In Asperger's syndrome, there is significant difficulty in social interaction and non-verbal communication, but a relative normal language and intelligence. That's the difference. The language is almost normal, although there is some awkwardness in this language. The physical clumsiness and unusual use of language, which is very common. They may not be withdrawn from others as compared to autism. They approach others even if awkwardly. Then this is the Rett syndrome. Here there is ammonia, the serum ammonia may be increased in the blood. There is atrophy of the cerebral hemisphere. This syndrome is very rare there are small hand and feet deceleration of the rate of head growth, repetitive stereotyped movements. Sorry, it's written wrong there. Repetitive stereotyped movements. Up to 80% have seizures, no verbal skill, 50% do not walk. This is Rett syndrome. These conditions have some seizures is present in this syndrome, unlike the other ASD, the PDD, NOS, Asperger syndrome, and autism. Unlike these three, there are some seizures, screaming, there are behavioral disorders. Both the common features of autism and cerebral palsy are present in Rett syndrome. Then the next one is the last one is the CDD or childhood disintegrative disorder. This is characterized by late onset of developmental delays or stunning reversal of language, social function, and motor skills. This is very important. This stunning reversal. Reversal is there. The patient up to 3 years will have normal development. Thereafter, he stops walking, stops talking, stops communication, and this is CDD or childhood disintegrative disorder. Between the age of 2 and 10, the skills acquired are almost lost completely in at least two of the following 6 functional areas. That's the expressive language skill. That's talking like that. Receptive language skill, the understanding of the language. That is receptive language skill. Social skill and self-care skill. She cannot or he cannot care himself or herself.
Dr. Sian,
Yes.
can you take off the headset now?
Is it okay?
No, no. The headset. I think we can try without the headset. I think so.
What's the issue there?
The voice is not clear now. Actually, it was clear in the beginning, but it's now not clear that much. Can we try like that?
Without the headset, how can you hear?
There is a microphone in the laptop now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, you can hear?
Yeah, it's better now. Okay.
Okay. Then you should have told me earlier.
Yeah, it was a mistake from my
Is
part.
it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Right. Whether I have to repeat?
No. You can continue from now. Okay, no problem. It's clear now.
So expressive language skill. Receptive language skill. I have already mentioned that. Social skill and self-care skill. Bowel and bladder control. That will be lost after 3 years of age or 4 years of age. Play skill and motor skill. So there will be stunning reversal of the faculties achieved. Another one is lack of normal function or impairment also occurs at least 2 of the following areas: the social interaction, communication, repetitive behavior, and interest pattern. The next one is autism. It's a serious developmental disorder that impairs the ability to communicate and interact. There are the social issues. The signs and symptoms include some social issues. What are the social issues here we have to deal with? Okay. The patient will not mingle with others. He may be vicious with the siblings, may show no interest with other children playing. He may sit around the crib. Okay, there are the communication issues. The first thing the patient loses is avoiding the eye contact. The eye contact is lost. Here in autism, humanism comes down and animalism goes up. That's what is happening. So the social skill that goes at first, then the speech, everything. There's the communication issues. If he wants anything, he won't point to the subject. See, remember, by 18 months of age, if the patient or the child stops pointing towards any subject, anything he needs, or if the mother points to something and the patient doesn't listen or properly attend that what he is reading, that you should be very careful and you should be cautious because that can be a symptom of autism, autistic disorder. Then repetitive movements. The common repetitive movements are the flapping of the hands, staring at the ceiling, flicking of the fingers in front of his eyes, toe walking, rocking, lining up the toys, etc. Motor issues, there will be clumsiness or unusual, there will be clumsiness or unusual balance or exceptional balance. There will be poor fine motor coordination, fine motor deficit, toe walking, drooling of saliva, etc. Sensory overload. Either he will be very much irritated from the least sound or he will be dumb from a loud sound. Both can happen. Then music, haircuts, bathing, etc. is very intolerable to the patient. Self-injurious behavior like headbanging, pulling her own hair, safety issues, lack of danger, no fear for the heights, GI problems or gastrointestinal problems like constipation and diabetes. Management, early education interventions like speech therapy, occupational therapy, and behavior therapy. Then parenting. So we come to the end of the topic. Next topic is the parenting. The 4 styles of parenting. This parenting is very important in dealing with this CD, ODD, and autism. Also ADHD. This parenting styles, we should know something about that. What are the parenting styles? There's the Baumrind parenting styles or McCoby-Martin parenting styles. In Baumrind parenting styles, there are only 3 types of parenting. McCoby and Martin added the 4th one. Let's see what are the parenting styles. One is the authoritative parenting. This is the democratic type of or democratic style of parenting. Here the parent lay down some strict rules. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's very clear now. It's very clear now. Okay.
Is it clear?
It is better. It is very clear now. Okay.
Okay. So there are some strict rules and the child has to obey that rules. But the patient is, the parents are ready to hear the child, your child. So this is a democratic, diplomatic type of parenting, and the child will be happy, contented, and independent, achieve higher academic success, good self-esteem, better mental health, less violent tendencies. The psychologists say this is the ideal parenting, authoritative parenting. The next one is the authoritarian parenting. The parent is like a Hitler here. Blind obedience is what the parent demands. Strict rules, no compromise. The parent is not ready to hear the child, no input from the child, unresponsive to the children's need. The children will be unhappy, less independent, insecure, low esteem. There will be behavioral problems. That's the child will go either extreme. Either he may be of low esteem, very timid, very fearful, very insecure, having poor social skills, social interaction, or he may go into the other side. There's defense, oppositions, and rebellious nature. So and later into drug abuse, substance abuse disorder. This is the authoritarian or the Hitler pattern. Another one is permissive parenting. There will be no rules or very few rules. The parent here is like a friend. No discipline or little discipline in the house. The parent is very reluctant to enforce the rules, will not say no to the child, or she is not ready to disappoint the child. And what is happening, what is the outcome is the egocentric children with a lot of problems in the relationship and social interaction. There's the impulsive behavior, no compromise children. See, these children will be issue in the society, not due to the behavioral disorder, but due to the attitude problem. This is permissive parenting. Another one is uninvolved parenting or neglected parenting. Here also, no rules, very little interaction, and parents neglect their children. Parents are detached. And what's the outcome? Children are more impulsive, lack self-esteem, self-control, and general competency. Addiction problems and suicidal tendencies. But still, there is a ray of hope in this type of parenting because it's a child is of goodwill and good, healthy constitution. The child will have better social skills and they are capable of facing any difficulties or any failures in their life. There is chance there. But in permissive parenting, the chances are very little because the children will be egocentric. They will not be able to properly communicate or have proper social skills. Then the parent will be a role model. Teach them to take responsibility in life. Train the children to be assertive. That's very important. For the children to be assertive, the parents should be assertive first. They should teach the children where to say no, where to say yes. That's assertive. Then the delayed gratification. Even the most important thing, anything to be gratified should be delayed for a little while. So that they should know everything that they want will not be achieved immediately. And the one is your child should not be the most important person in your family. That's very important. The president or prime minister of a country is the head of the country. The major general is the head of the army. So also the most important person in the family should be the eldest person in the family. That should be taught to the children by the parents. This is very, very important. Otherwise, the child should go into egocentric. The child should be very haughty. And there is a very greater chance of these children, when grown up, will reject the parents. Then we will move to the another thing. This is the homeopathic aspect of the topic. Is extroverts. Which are the extrovert remedies in homeopathy remedy? Also, spider group of remedies. Sulfur group. There is a sulfur, sulfide, acid, sulfite, chocolate, and the one is Sakara of Vishnaris, camphor, lilium pig, phosphorus, drug remedies. These are the
Sir,
extrovert group.
excuse me, sir.
Can you hear me?
Sir, the slide is stuck. We can hear you, sir. The slide, I think it's stuck.
Slide?
Is stuck.
Can you repeat?
It is stuck, sir. We cannot see any writings.
Writing.
Yeah, there is.
You cannot see it?
We cannot see, sir. We can hear you properly, no problem in that. But the slide is stuck.
Doctor, I think it is visible now. Dr.
Okay,
Spider
yeah.
Sulfur Chocolate Camper,
And
na? It is there in
now
the
it's
screen.
clear. Now it's clear. Yes, sir.
Ah, yes,
Is
right.
it clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
it's clear. It's clear now. Yeah. Okay. You can proceed, sir.
Can I proceed? Shall I proceed?
Yeah, you can proceed.
Okay, thank you. So these are the extrovert remedies. The spiders, sulfur, chocolate, camphor, lilium tick, phosphorus, drug remedies. There is saccharum. Then what are the vivacious remedies? See, I have taken only the related rubrics or related remedies only. Again, the vivacious remedies. Either these are the drug remedies or the snake or hysterical, the crocus sativa, coffee a drug remedy, crocus sativa, hysterical remedy, lacus is a snake, valeriana, apis, hyoscyamus. Opium, phosphorus, stramonium, tarantula, veratrum. These are the vivacious remedies. Then what are the which all are the defiant remedies? The causticum, lycopodium, sina ignitia. These are the most important defiant remedies. Destructive remedies. Stramonium, belladonna, camphor, cuprum, hyoscyamus. We will differentiate after this. Each remedies we will differentiate. Then ignitia, naxomica, tarantula, tuberculum, and veratrum. Abusive remedies. Anacardium, chamomilla, cuprum, ferrum, hyoscyamus, lycopodium. Nitric acid, naxomica, stramonium, tarantula, tuberculum, and veratrum. Then rural remedies. Anacardium, Epasulf, Hyoscyamus, Lachesis, Naxomica, Stramonium. To some extent, spider remedies also are cruel. That we will differentiate why they are cruel. Deceitful remedies. Lachesis, Naxomica, Medornum, Natremove, Opium, Saccharum, Tarantula. These are the deceitful remedies. So these are the some dispositions related with today's topic. When we analyze these topics, these drugs, we come to know that the most remedies come to either three groups, that's the spider, snakes, or the drug remedies, mostly. So we will discuss each one by one. First, we will consider or discuss about the spiders. What are the spider remedies? What is the difference between each remedy? distinguishing points of each spider remedies we will discuss. What are the characteristic symptoms of spiders that we will consider? One is distractibility. They are easily distracted, cannot concentrate on one subject for a long time or even a little time. Just distractibility. Teasing, making fun of friends, laughing at them. Like Arenia exabola, teasing is very important. They are very cunning, deceitful, tricky, foxy people. They are very impulsive, very abusive. Spiders are very impulsive, unlike snakes. In snakes, the planning is very important, but in spiders, there is no planning. It's very impulsive. Even attack is very impulse. Is with impulse. So many of their attacks will go fruitless. Great restlessness tend to react overly. The spiders are very restless. They won't sit down, can concentrate on any matter for a little bit of time. Sharp senses, hypersensitivity, rhythm, music admiration, dancing, activity. There is a music admiration you have to consider Manganum aceticum, Tarantula, Carcinosin, Natramo, Natronga, etc. And what are the difference between these remedies? That's very important. Insects also have this music amplification, but snakes doesn't have music amplification. There's no response to music in snakes in general. Manganum is having amelioration from sad music. Natroncarp also have amelioration from sad music. Whereas in Tarantula, they want fast numbers with a lot of orchestra, lot of instruments. This is the spider's quality of it. Regarding the music, they are manipulative, deceitful, just like snakes. They are cruel, against like snakes, feels alone, rejection by the group. Snakes are also very cruel. Then what's the difference between the snakes and spiders regarding the cruelty? In spiders, the cruelty is out of the impulsive nature. Whereas in snakes, this cruelty is pointed towards someone. This is specific, pointed towards someone due to its malicious nature. Cruelty comes, and that is to specified to or pointed against someone. And it is very sudden, very sharp, very venomous in snakes, whereas in spiders that will go sometimes very fruitless. That's very important regarding the differentiation in these two group of remedies. The symptom cruelty feels alone, rejection by the group. This is due to the nature of the spiders. They will be rejected by the group, by the peer group. They are very impulsive, so cannot cope with the society or the group. Sexuality, preconscious sexuality. Again, in sexuality, that is to be differentiated between the spiders and the insects. In spiders, sexuality is one-to-one sexuality. Whereas in insects, especially in cantharids like remedies, apis, they are having irrational sexuality, having multiple partners. Strong aversion to solid foods, desire tobacco, amylration from tobacco. In spiders, tobacco is just like a medicine or nourishment. Headache amylation from tobacco, that's seen in spider group of remedies, especially tarantula. Dyskinesia, uncontrollable movements, we can see in many spiders, especially in Mygale less later. Less morals, feigning sick, that's very important. In spiders, feigning sick, especially in tarantula. In children, we can see this very often. Theridion. What are the differentiating features of Theridion from other spiders? There's good sense of rhythm, fruitless overactivity. That's very important in Theridion. There will be overactive, hyperactive, but fruitless. There's creative activity. We'll do one thing, will not complete it. Go to other thing, we'll do that one. Also, will not complete it. This is seen in Theridion. That is fruitless overactivity. Attempt the impossible and achieving neither. He knows he is not going to achieve it. Still, he will attempt that thing and will not be able to achieve that. Need to please and meet the family's standard. Rebellious versus dependency on the family. Like any other spider, this this Theridion is also very rebellious, but is very dependent on the family. When we see a spider quality with dependent on the home, just want to go to home always, then the remedy is Degeneria atrica. That will deal with later. It's a chili remedy, Theridion. It's very sensitive, hypersensitive. Traits sour fruit, banana, oranges. Violent cough, shaking the whole body. Cough causes movement of the head forwards and knees upward. That's Theridion. Competitive and jealous. Tarantula hispanica. This is the base of tarantula behavior. There's ailments from unrequited love. There's a one-sided love. In children, they love the parents very much, but that love is not reciprocated. Then he will go into anger, fits of anger, become rebellious, become destructive. That's tarantula. Many of our children with behavioral disorders, when we inquire into the reason, the children will say alone that father will not love me or mother doesn't love me. I love her a lot, but she doesn't return the love. This is tarantula going into behavioral disorders, this type of children. This is tarantula hispanica. Colorful attractiveness. They want to attract others because they want love. So they'll be very colorful and even dress in attractive mode. They'll behave attractively, still unrequited love. Intense sexuality, that's overt sexuality. It's very hectic, not trust, threatening, scornful, will do or will do things the exact opposite what was said to him. Insolence, whether rude, deceitful, like any other spider, feigning sick. This is frequently seen in Tarantula hispanica. Malicious. Then Mygale lessiva. When we see a spider quality with seizures or uncontrolled movement of the body, body, you can think of Miguel Lacerda. I'm having a case of West syndrome. That's the seizure disorder. West syndrome, where the patient is having some of the spider features, and I have given her Miguel 32 doses for 2 weeks. That's 2 doses, and PL for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, she was having little child is having any relief from the symptoms. Then I medicated one number 40 pill, put it into 5 ml of water, advised to take 5 drops twice daily, repeatedly given. After 2 weeks, the patient had 40 to 50% of symptom relief. This is Miguel Lacerda, one of the most essential of all spiders, delightful in forbidden food. If some food they have been forbidden, they want to take that food and relish. That's Michael. Dyskinesia, jerky speech, muscle jerk, Parkinsonism, good physical strength, sexual vigor, and capacity to work like adolescents. Behaviors, border criminality. That's Michael. Feels hindered by moralistic society. He wants to be free, but society will not allow. That is, feels hindered by moralistic society. Chilly, sad, fears death. That's my game. Next is Lactobacillus mactans. Moderate to severe muscle pains, strong revenge, sensitive to pain, noise, rhythmical music. It's Lactobacillus, mainly the action is centered on the heart. There's intense anxiety in the heart region. That is Lactobacillus aceti. Deadly romance. That is very cunning in the romance. Very true in the romance. This remedy produces lymphangitis, septicemia, and chronic blood poisoning. Not much of the mental symptoms in this facility. This Tegenaria africa. This is one of the fastest spiders. Spider qualities with attachment towards the home. When this patient comes to our clinic, she will tell mother, "We will go home, we will go home." She wants to be at home. Anxiety ameliorated in home. There is a lot of care and affection in this spider. Deserves to go home. Home amelioration, anxiety amelioration in house, chaos, health. Tela arenia. More of physical symptoms in this medicine. In all diseases come suddenly with cool, clammy skin and perspiration. Cool extremities, anxiety with chest constriction. Arenia exabola. This is the spider with teasing quality. Teasing, making fun of others. Dictatorial. Rude and snappish. Curious, witty, charming. Much less anxious than other spiders.
Sir,
Yeah. Yes.
sir, a little louder. Can you make it, sir? ഭയങ്കര ഫീബിൾ ആയിട്ട് സർ കേൾക്കണത്.
Okay. I'll try.
ഓക്കെ സർ.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Please let me know when the sound is not clear, when the audio is not clear. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Is it clear now?
Yeah, now it's louder, sir. I think it's louder. Clear, clear.
Okay. So this is Arania exabola teasing. Spider quality with teasing. That is Arania exabola. It's very dictatorial, rude and snappish like other spiders. It's very curious, witty. It's very witty. In the group, it's very charming spider. Much less anxious than the other spiders. We'll come to the snakes. I know I am moving a little faster because we have to complete the slides. Then it's taking a week, I think. It's okay now?
Sir, it's okay. I have only one suggestion. If you go a bit slow, then actually there will be bit slowness in changing the slide. So if you
Okay.
are changing the slide too fast, we are just not seeing that properly. Okay,
Okay,
it's now.
this
It's
is
now.
Arania example. It's okay now?
It's okay now, sir. No problem.
Any suggestions you can inform me. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Then what are the qualities of snakes? So before that, we should know these. What we know about the qualities of a snake is regarding the Viperidae family of the snakes. The Viperidae group of families of snakes are Lachesis, Crotalus horridus, Crotalus cascavella, Bothrops lanceolatus, Vipera, Fenris chondrotis. These are the Viperidae family. And the other group is the Elapidae. Elapidae group of families are Naja and Elapsco. See, this Elapidae family is having intense fear and they are timid snakes. The symptomatology of this Elapidae is something different than the Viperidae family. That you must know, that's the basic. Uh, this is regarding the symptomatology of the Viperidae family. That's the Lachesis, Crotalus group of remedies, Fenris, Bothrops, Vipera. So they are loquacious, they are manipulative, like the spiders. They are jealous, especially in the sexual sphere, even quarrelsome with the jealousy that is there in Lachesis. Suspicious, conspiracy, there's planning, sudden attack, sudden venomous attack. That's important because they will not attack, they will go on plan. If there's a grudge towards anybody, there's enmity towards anybody, they will go on planning. And last, they will give a sudden attack, sudden sting, sudden bite, and that will be too venomous for the patient. So if you see a patient, what's the difference between a Lachesis child and a Tarantula's child? That's again important. In our clinic, what will be the presentation of the Lachesis and the Tarantula child? In Tarantula, will be from the day one, they will be right from the go. They will roam the clinic, they will touch and take many things from our table. The doctor will not be able to consult or hear the mother because the doctor have to, the physician have to attend the child. Whereas in Lachesis, when Lachesis or a snake come to our clinic, they will behave as if they are very timid. After several visits, when little child feels that he is in a comfort zone, then he will become extrovert. That's the difference. So, Lachesis or the snakes can be both introvert or extrovert. That depends upon the situation where the spiders are extroverts only. That's the difference between a Lachesis child and a Tarantula child in our clinic. Clairvoyance, intuition, prophecy, sharp senses, touch, vibrations, smell, etc. Sexuality, competition, it's not competition, it's competition, jealousy, perversions. Aversion to snake, fear of snake, or repeated dreams of snakes. These three can be there in snakes, especially the Viperidae family. Strangulation, choking. This strangulation, choking more seen in Lachesis and Stingrays. They are connected with mafia, underworld, terrorism, politics, corporates. They are deceitful like spiders. They are actually unlike what they appear. There is always a mask on the face. We cannot see or we cannot perceive that the patient before you is a snake. Malicious, cruel, spiteful, play dirty tricks on others. They are witty, sharp, very cute, sharp-minded, vivacious, very jesting, foppish, wants to be dressed at best. They are timid in the beginning, but when the situation seems to be favorable, they are extroverts. Okay, no? And what is Naja? Remember, Naja and Lapscol belong to the Elapidae group. They are the timid snakes. Then what is Naja? Both have tremendous fear. Both these remedies have fear of rain. Naja is a duty-born snake. Duty is the prime importance, and they think that they have neglected their duty. Split between responsibility and duty versus unhappiness. That is, he thinks whether for what he should give or she should give importance, whether duty first or happiness first. Obviously, Naja will take duty first. Imagines himself a failure. Thinks he has done wrong, neglected her duty, suffered wrong. The left-sided snake is a chilly remedy. It's anxiety conscious of things that he has. That's why he had told that things that he had done wrong, neglected her duty. That's the reason for anxiety conscience. Desires activity. It's a brooding snake, just like Natumo. Naja is a brooding snake. Depressed, melancholic, sad snake. It's very much like Natumo, Naja and Natumo, but have some of the snake qualities also. It's a chilly remedy. Natumo is hot. Both are left-sided, but the sense of duty is more in Naja. Natumo is more of a hypochondriac nature. Then comes Lachesis. Loquacity. Most of the snake qualities comes under Lachesis. What's the difference between Naja and Lachesis? Lachesis is more of approaching. Naja is not so approaching. Lachesis is very loquacious. Naja is not. Is not loquacious, and is having aversion to talking. Naja is very noble and conscientious, but Lachesis is non-diligent or non-conscientious. Loquacity, Lachesis, loquacity, jealousy, especially sexual jealousy. Mocking, sarcasm. Jesting, witty, very cute. Lachesis, very cute, vivacious, grumpy. Is very vivacious. So here we have to differentiate some vivacious remedies. Either coffee is vivacious, it's full of joy. There's crocus, it's very vivacious, very loquacious. Crocus sativus. It's a drug remedy, it's very affectionate. There is a laughing mania in crocus. This is not so in Lachesis. Then deserves amusement, that is Lachesis. Very cunning child, very manipulative, dishonest, retaliates verbally. In our clinic, when it is a snake, when the patient is a snake, when he doesn't like what we say, he'll retaliate verbally. But if it's a spider, he'll retaliate physically. That's the difference. But if it's a lycopodium before you, the lycopodium child will go and hit the mother when he is angry with the doctor. Loves dancing, singing, hurried, cute-minded, malicious, egoistic, is haughty remedy, deceitful, and the one is Crotalus cascavella. Fear of being alone. See, Crotalus cascavella is a chilly, right-sided Lachesis. He needs family. The same family humiliates, betrays, insults, and abandons her. This is the feeling of Crotalus cascavella. Delusions is deceived, dreams, friends, betrayed, chilly, right-sided Lachesis. There is silent treatment of Crotalus cascavella. This is the most hypochondriacal snake remedy. Even hypochondriacal, then Naja. Melancholic, then Naja. Centris chondrotrix is the immodest snake, more of a sexuality, dreams of being raped, dreams of sex, will dress up in an immodest manner, wants to attract the opposite sex, there is strong sexuality, libertinist, ladies who do not like domestic duties, ladies who are very rude and harsh towards their husband. This is Centris chondrotrix. Ladies who wear modest dress, avoids routine works, hatred for parents, no attachment with the parents or children. Timid, but she is revolting, but due to the timidity, she can't revolt. It's a revolting snake, but also the timid snake. strong dreams of rain. Explodes quickly. Something went wrong.
Press here.
Yes, something
Ah,
went wrong.
you just
Okay.
cancel the screen share, then restart the reconnect the session. No problem.
Is it okay? Hello?
Yes, yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see the screen actually.
Can you see the screen now?
No. It's not visible now.
Why?
Can you just cancel the screen sharing and reconnect it again?
Okay, I'll try.
It's okay now. It's okay now. It's visible now. Okay.
Is it visible?
It is visible. You can start make the slideshow. Start the slideshow. No problem. Okay.
Yeah.
You can continue, sir. No problem.
Hello?
Yes, sir. You can continue. No problem. It is
Okay.
visible now. The screen is visible now. You can start the screen full screen, the slideshow. Okay.
Okay, and the next remedies, we are moving to the drug remedies. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. The screen is
Okay.
now parenting tips. Parenting tips like that. Okay.
Oh,
Is that the screen, sir?
no.
Okay. Then you just try one thing. Just cancel the screen share and reconnect. That is only solution. Something with the internet, some kind of problems with internet.
Okay. Can you see me?
I think we can't see the screen, sir. Sir, can you open the Zoom and just cancel the screen share and please reconnect that again? Go to Zoom now and just cancel the screen sharing and reconnect it again.
Some issues here. I don't know why.
Sir, you have you do you can you see the slides? Then your audio is okay. Can you just tell the slides? No problem.
Okay. Okay.
No problem, sir. No
Yes.
need
One
to
minute.
waste the
One
time.
minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. It's okay. Okay. So Sengris explodes very quickly. It's very argumentative, irritable. Hello.
Yes, sir. You can continue. You can continue. We can't see the slides. You can continue. No problem. Okay.
Okay. Explodes quickly, argumentative, irritable. Sengris contradicts. Hello.
Yes, sir. You can continue the session.
Yes.
We can hear the audio. No problem. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Fear of death. Fear something bad is going to happen. Treats her husband badly. Very censorious. Aversion to breakfast, chilly and right-sided. This is Sengris. So a very sexual, sex-oriented woman is our Sengris. Strong dreams of rape, wearing immodest dress, treating her husband very badly, explodes very quickly, very arguing, and chilly. Next we will come to opium. Opium is a drug remedy, very cute, witty, vivacious, sharp children, intelligent and quick-brained children. Very intelligent remedy, then very quick-brained, active and cheerful, audacity, indifference to pain, cannot concentrate on studies, deceitful remedy like the snakes and spiders, liar, kleptomania, ailments from head injury, mental symptoms after head injury. We can think of opium. Asphyxia neonatorum, aptitude for speech, slow learning to talks to himself, courageous. Very courageous remedy is opium. This is an excellent remedy for asphyxia neonatorum, like camphor. Then comes Veratrum. Affectation.
Sir,
Veratrum affectation, yes. Yes,
can we move on to the discussion part?
yes, definitely.
Okay. Dr. Seema, you can unmute yourself and ask the questions from the chat box. Okay. Hello, Dr. Seema.
Yes,
Okay.
just a second.
So, dear doctors, if you're having any doubts with the session, please type it in the chat box on everyone's session so that we can ask the faculty. Thank you.
Request everyone to please send the doubts in the chat box once again, because there are many messages lying in the chat box. You have asked about spider remedy. It's not a complete question, but sir, how to use spider remedy in children?
Pardon? The question is not clear. How to use means what are the
What are
indications?
the indications of spider remedy in children? And what will be the probable potencies?
In behavioral disorders, it is better you use hypotensives,
Okay, sir.
1M, 10M. I have already mentioned the characteristics of spider remedies.
Yes.
Do you want to hear it again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. A very foxy, cunning, tricky children is our spider. Very impulsive, great restlessness, very rude. When angry, will retaliate physically. It's the snakes. In snakes, it is the verbal retaliation, but in spiders, it is the physical retaliation. They are very sensitive, hypersensitivity. They likes music, rhythmic, fast numbers, full of orchestra, full of music. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You are audible.
It's very manipulative, deceitful, cruel. The cruelty is due to the impulsive nature, and it's general cruelty. It's not pointed to someone else, or it's not specific.
Okay, sir.
They have a tendency to use tobacco. They really enjoy smoking. Very less moral, feigning sick. They pretend to be sick. Anything more?
Sir, yes, next question.
Yes.
How hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy can be treated? Hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy.
We cannot treat a disease. We have to get the symptoms, no?
Right, sir. I hope the doctor answer for it. Yeah, sir, we can
If
go
you
to the
have
next.
such a case, you can personally WhatsApp to me the prominent symptom of the case. I'll try to solve the case.
We can go to the next question. Can autism of grade 30% be cured by homeopathy?
Pardon?
Can autism of grade 30%?
Grade 30.
Yes, the doctor has mentioned like 30%.
30%
Yeah,
or age.
yeah, Dr. Harpit Kaur, if you can mention the details in the chat box. The doctor has not mentioned the details, but only mention is that the autism is 30%, and what are the chances that homeopathic medicine can help in that stage?
The autism, it can be primary or secondary,
Okay, sir.
or it can be with speech or without speech, with brain damage, without brain damage. We have to consider these points, then only we can say the prognosis. How far can we proceed or give the improvement to the patient? See, in secondary autism, the chances are very great. With speech, autism with speech, again the chances are very good. Without brain damage, the chances are good. With brain damage, it's very tough. Still, we can give some relief to the patient.
Okay, sir.
Is it clear? Anything
Yes.
more?
Sir, next is remedies for learning disability and scope of homeopathic medication in dyslexia.
I think a learning disability has been taken on by some other doctor. Okay, I'll answer it. No issues.
Ye-
See, learning disability, yes. can't hear you.
Yes, sir. Remedies for, in general, the doctor has asked remedies for learning disability and scope of homeopathic medicine in dyslexia.
Yes, in dyslexia, there is a great chance for us. The scope is great, but you have to take the symptoms and you have to dig out the underlying cause. That's very important.
Okay, sir. So next question is dose and potency in ADHD and the frequency of repetition.
As I said, I usually repeat the medicine every month, higher potency, 1 m, 10 m. That depends upon the symptomatology, symptom similarity of the case. If the symptoms are very clear, I will go higher.
Yes, sir. Sir, about that earlier case that was mentioned, there is complete paralysis with convulsion, can't speak, can't see, can't hear. Sensory organ doesn't work properly, which led to motor activity collapse. How to manage
Pardon, which
such?
case? Pardon, excuse me, which case?
It was a hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy case.
Yes,
Yeah.
age?
Age is 10 years old boy.
Yes. Is
So there is,
primary or secondary? Due
that
to
is,
birth trauma, like that?
yeah, that is not mentioned here, but
Or
it is a
after? Okay.
motor activity
Hmm.
collapse.
Fully collapsed?
Yes, that's how it is mentioned in the question.
Yes.
That is a primary. Yeah, doctor has mentioned later. It is a primary condition.
Primary, then what are the other symptoms? Can you
There
mention it
is
again?
complete paralysis with convulsions. Can't speak, can't see, can't hear. Sensory organs doesn't work.
See, in this condition, you cannot ensure a complete cure. Still, we can try with homeopathy. Homeopathy, because some relief we can ensure.
Okay.
We cannot get a complete cure.
So next question is, if impulsiveness and destructive nature is seen in 2-year child, should we consider it as behavioral disorder?
See, that should be persistent or repeated. That should be intensified. Then only we can consider it as either of this diagnosis.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir. So one
No, I'll
doctor.
explain.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Yes.
So you have to, by age 2, if the patient is or the child is intensely and repeatedly is destructive, then you have to consider it as significant.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
So 3-year boy suddenly started stammering. What should be the remedy for this to become normal again?
What's the etiology? Why? There should be some reason, some
Yeah.
insult.
Okay, nothing mentioned in this question.
Oh, the doctor has to dig it up.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope the doctor has got the way to enter into the case. The doctor is mentioning there is no such cause as of now known to the doctor. So how to go further?
See, there should be in stammering, there should be some cause. There will be some cause if it's not primary. If it's secondary, then any vaccinations, any insult, that means a trauma to a emotional trauma or mental trauma, or if that is sudden, then you have to take a CT or MRI of the brain, rule out any pathology.
Okay, sir. Next question is, can muscular dystrophy curable by homeopathy?
Manageable, very
Okay.
difficult, still manageable. I have a few cases, manageable. In these cases, you have to think of soft metals like plumbum, stannum, zinc, like remedies. These remedies you have in many cases.
So books to study spider group.
Spider group of remedies. I think better you this book by Dr. Rajan Shankar. That's the worth.
Okay, sir, fine.
Any more questions?
Sir, someone is asking what is the percentage of success in learning disability and ADHD?
That depends. Depends on the doctor treating the case. Still, there is a good amount of success in homeopathy for these cases.
Sir, ADHD with epilepsy, petit mal, without any aura, that is a case of 22-year-old male patient.
Grandmal or petit mal?
Petit mal.
Okay.
It's a case of
2-year-old child.
22-year-old male patient. 22 year. It is an adult male patient.
Here we have to think of spider remedies. ADHD with convulsions. It can be very likely to be a drug remedy or spider remedy. Spiders have more convulsions or jerky movements than the snakes. Snake is more of rhythmic motions. Okay.
Okay, sir. Sir, everyone is asking for your slides, the
Hello.
whole presentation. So,
Hello.
yes, sir. Everyone is
Okay. Any more
asking.
questions?
Nothing, sir. Sir, someone is asking about bash flower
Oh,
remedies.
I
If
did.
you are using.
I have not used it so far.
Okay, sir. So that's it. Everyone is asking for your slide because maybe the topic was very elaborative and they could not keep the pace with the slides. So I think it will be provided on Telegram. So you can go through it.
I'll share it with Deepu, then
Yeah.
he will provide you all. No
Okay, sir.
issues. No issues.
Any more questions, dear
Dr. Seema, can we?
participants? Yeah. If there is any more question,
I
anyone
can
is
talk to
not.
this lady.
Yeah, it's getting
I
late
think
also.
some questions are coming. It is
Yeah.
some questions are coming actually.
Acha. So,
No issues. Please give my number. They will WhatsApp it. Let them ask me personally. If there's time constraint,
No,
I'll.
no, nothing like that, sir. Nothing like that.
Okay, then ask me. No issues. I'll
okay,
answer.
Dr. Deepu, if you can see any more messages, you can please
History of
proceed with.
during pregnancy time. Mother.
Yeah, that
That
is in
question.
continuation with the doubt of
Okay,
a
okay,
case that was asked
okay.
by Dr. Sharma.
Then there is no questions. Further questions I
Yeah,
have.
there are two doctors, Dr. Harpit Kaur and Dr. Sharmi Bhattacharya, who had posted one case each. So I think they can contact Dr. Syed sir directly and can discuss the case with sir. And one is of muscular dystrophy. That is the case of 10-year-old child suffering from muscular dystrophy. So that doctor can also contact. So I think Dr. Deepu, can we find out?
Yeah. We can wind up the session. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry that there are some issues in the slides and the topic is very elaborate. I have to rush.
Yeah. We
Slides.
know, we can understand. That is it. Right. So, Dr. Seema, can you give a vote of thanks to Dr. Syed and conclude the session?
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Once again, I'm Dr. Seema. I extend my humble gratitude towards Dr. Syed sir for sharing his experience. And I know it is like immense knowledge that he has shared with us. That's why everyone is asking for the slides because it was numerous slides, which was just a nutshell. So I am really thankful to Syed sir for joining us for the webinar. I thank all the participants for joining us on this webinar series and do continue to join us on this webinar series. Dr. Deepu, please.
Okay. So we have two sessions for tomorrow. One is by our faculties of Janani, the infertility department by Dr. Srividya, Dr. Joby Joni, and Dr. Ajit Kumar VG. So please join us on tomorrow. And also, we are going to end by this Sunday. The Hope webinar free session is going to end by Sunday. So we have a discussion that will be in Malayalam by the director and the main faculties are from different members from different associations will be there. So I welcome you all for that session for 2, and you will get the details in the Telegram as well as from the WhatsApp group. So Dr. Siyad, can we end the session?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.